The word sensory is thrown around the autism world a lot. It seems to be a really big component of what's going on with autism research, but I think a lot of people have no idea what we mean when we're talking about sensory. So I want to give just an overview of what is the sensory system and what are we talking about when we say sensory processing or sensory processing disorder. So to start with, just what is the sensory system? It's part of the nervous system. So our nervous system is just a message delivery system within our bodies. It's helping things get from our brains to the end of our toes and make sure that we're doing the things that we need to be doing and that all of the messages are getting through to our brains. So when we talk about motor skills, that's messages going from the brain out to the body. When we talk about sensory, that's messages coming from the body back up to the brain. So if we talk about sensory skills with a child, what we really mean is how is their brain getting information? That's really what sensory information is. Your brain is just sitting inside of your skull. It doesn't actually interact with the world. So everything that your brain knows, it learned through sensation. There's the 5 pretty common senses. Touch and smell and taste and sight and hearing. But we also have body sensation that comes from inside our body, internal sensation. So we talk about proprioception, and that's information that's coming from your joints and coming from your muscles and telling your body what position it is. So if you think about if you closed your eyes and someone moved your arm maybe out to the side, you could say, my arm's out to the side right now. You wouldn't have to look to know that your arm was up or down or bent or straight. Your brain has sensory information to tell it what your body is doing. That's proprioception. We also talk about vestibular sensation. That's coming from the inner ear. We have some small little canals in our inner ear. I like to think of them like hula hoops with water in them. When your head moves, the water inside the hula hoop starts moving, and that's going to tell your brain information about, am I spinning? Am I moving forward and backwards? Is it up and down? That's telling your body, what am I doing in space? Am I sitting still or am I moving? That's what vestibular sensation is. And then we talk about interoception. That's all the interior sensations of the body. So when you think about that you're hungry and you can feel that in your stomach, that's interoception. All of those kind of gut and bodily sensations that we have are interoception. So our brain relies on all of that information to know what's going on in the world. That's like the roadmap for what you're supposed to be doing. If your brain's not getting the accurate information, then it has no idea how to respond to the environment. And that's what we see a lot with kids with autism, is we see these behaviors that are not expected. We say, oh, everyone else in the room is not having a meltdown right now, but this child is having a meltdown right now. Why is that? Well, if you think about what our brain is getting as far as information, if I'm sitting here and I can see that a teacher is talking and I can hear the teacher talking and I can tell that everyone else in the class is being quiet, my brain says, oh, okay, I'm sitting in class. It's time to be quiet. That's the action I'm going to take. But maybe if my brain's not getting the right signals, maybe it's not noticing that the teacher is talking. It can maybe hear some sounds, but it's not saying, oh, that's a teacher talking. Now it's time to be quiet. So then I'm just really confused about why everyone in the class is being really quiet. And I want to play, and I don't have anything to tell me that it's not an appropriate time to play. So that's kind of how the sensory system works to guide our actions, and why when we have sensory difficulties, our actions don't necessarily match what's expected.